Good morning, blessed Sunday to everybody. Welcome to Rise to Everything 2.0. My name is Arthur. I am the host of Rise to Everything. It's been a while. I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back and we're going to go over some stuff today. So let's start with a prayer. First of all, let's thank God for another day of life, another beautiful day. Lots of sun out there, beautiful day out there. I already went with my wife. We went to Trader Joe. Picked up a couple things, but want to say thank you, God, for another day. Never take it for granted. Thank you for our loved ones that are okay, and thank you for everything and all the blessings that you give us. I also want to give a special shout out and some prayers to Jamaica. Continue fighting, continue to be brave out there, continue to have the faith. Jesus, God's got your back. All right, believe in it. Stay with the faith. Okay, trust the process, and everything else will come together in time. Okay, you guys are strong over there. You have a lot of faith, and you have a lot of humbleness, and a lot of love. And I will see in very short time things will get together. But believe in the process. Okay, that is the key to life. So our show starts today with trusting the process. Right. Same thing I'm going to say to Jamaica. I'm trying to tell people what we need to do on a day to day is to trust the process. But before we kick in and get into that, I wanted to play a song. And here we go. I don't have to change. God's timing is perfect. It's never late. Every door he closes, he makes a way. Was not gonna miss me, it's here to stay. So I'll keep walking, I won't lose my view. I trust his promise, I know it's true. Cause what God has for me is for me. No one else can take my destiny. Through the highs and lows, I believe what God has for me is for me. All right. The name of that song is What God Has for Me is for Me. Doesn't matter what the destiny writes or whatever, because the destiny is actually created and is actually starts with God, right? Jesus is who starts. It's who says how our days are going to go. He knows how our days are going to be. If we're going to be here, or we're not going to be here. But it starts with him, right? So trusting the process, what do I mean by that? Okay, so every day we're going through a lot of negative and positive things in our lives. And there's days that then things are getting negative, we feel like practically giving up. We feel like nothing could go right. We try and things just don't go the way that they're supposed to go. And we continue to beat each self and doubt your fate because of the fact where how things are going. And without knowing that that is part of the process. Part of the process is understanding that life is not designed to be perfect. There's going to be highs and lows, okay? But whatever God has for you is for you. And that's what the song was trying to say. But at the same time, what I wanted to understand, the people to understand that trusting the process. When things are getting tough, it's part of you growing. It's part of you building your faith and believing that Jesus will take care of it by taking the wheel, by taking care of your problems. But it starts with you. It starts with your faith and what you believe in. Okay? And by you praying every day and asking for the blessing, thanking for what you have, and also your health, and making and asking Jesus to be there for you. Okay? It's your job to take care of yourself and do the things that you need to do. And there's times that Jesus tells us and instructs us what to do to be able to reach to the things that we need to do, to get better, to feel healthier, whatever the deal is. So when things are in the negative mode, we have a tendency of having less faith. We have a tendency of less praying. Actually, we pray more because we are in so much of a deep situation, and we pray and pray, God help me, I'm going through so much. And then when things don't work out, we have a tendency to stop having the faith on of the process. And the honest truth is, what it really comes down to is that when things are positive, we're like, oh, thank you, look what happened, these are great. And then we have another tendency of being lazy and stop praying as well. So you have to believe in the process. You have to trust the process. That everybody in their life has a process, okay, and is a design of things how they're going to happen, okay, and how life is going to take its toll. So for those of you that are out there and you're going through anxiety, depression, and a lot of stuff that's going on, start with the fact that you have to believe that you're going to beat what you have. You're going to beat your anxiety. You're going to beat your depression. You are stronger than what you really do know that you are. You just don't know it yet, but you are stronger than you think. And it's your job to go deep inside and find it. And whatever it takes, if it's through faith, if it's through Jesus, whatever it takes for you to be able to find that inner peace and to be able to find yourself in that strength, it's up to you to do that. You see, one thing that I've learned in life is that, and my wife brought this up to me today, and she said something about 3 lives. And I asked her, well, what do you mean? What is 3 lives? And 3 lives means is that when you're born, right? And when you're born in this world, that's 1 life, right? Your parents bring you into this world. You're here. You learn to walk. You go through all the experiences, being happy with your parents. And that's 1 life. Then your second life is that you become an adult. You have your children. You have your grandchildren. And that's another experience that you have in your life as well. And then the third one is when you get older. And then when you get older, the only person that, when it comes to that, of course, your kids look out for you here and there, but the ones you really have to rely on is each other. If you're a partner, if you've been with your partner a long time and your relationship is strong, then you rely on each other, right? That way you can move on into the third phase of your life. But out of all those 3 steps, one thing that I've learned that in life is that my faith in the last couple years has increased more than ever. And you're probably saying why? At my age, should have been like that the whole time. But there's times in our lives that we do not focus on the things that are important to us and the things that have meaning in life, because we were too distracted based on other things in life, that we thought that made us feel good at the time or didn't make us feel good. So you have to turn the page. When you read a book, you turn the page and you go to the next chapter, and you go to the next page, and every page has a story. Now, in the past, nobody has been perfect in their past. Everybody has a past that's been bad, or we've been through a lot of stuff. And sometimes we're even ashamed of our past or things that we did that we should have not done. And we sins and all kinds of stuff that we've done. But Jesus always tells us that he doesn't want us to take that energy and concentrate on those issues that happened in the past. Those are already done. He has forgiven us to move forward. And what we need to do is try to make up for all the things that we've done wrong by doing the right things on a day-to-day basis. Help your brother, help your sister, help everybody that you need to help. Pray for people that need to have prayers, like Jamaica. They need prayers. For all those families that are over there, they're out there. The more power of a prayer, the more strength that Jamaica will take. They're very humble out there. They're very good people. It's a beautiful place. I've been there. And all I can tell you right now is you have to take the time. You have to believe in the process. That's the key. Believe in the process, okay? And everything will fall into place. Now, I'm going to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. Do not waste your time on drooling on the past. You see, the past does something to you that stops you from moving forward. You see, if you're going to go into a relationship, or if you're going to go into your kid's relationship or your own relationship, you cannot hold grudges on anybody. You need to leave what happened before, leave it back there before, and be able to understand, to focus from that time, from the time that things were bad, from the start that it started the new stuff. Has there been more positive things happening in your future life and step by step than in the past? And yes, because you have dedicated yourself to be a better person, you've dedicated yourself to continue with the faith and inspire others to do the same thing. Now, trusting the process starts with you trusting in Jesus, in God, trusting that He's got your back, that He's got the wheel, and He will decide when things will be ready to be at. It's in His own time. It's not on yours. You can't just pray today and expect results tomorrow, a week, 6 months, a year. It's whenever He's ready to do that. You see, Jesus got a big plate, man. He takes care of a lot of people in the world. And there's a lot of people that have this strong faith with Him. He's going to take care of everybody, but it's on His own time. Your responsibility is to continue to pray, to continue to have faith. Okay? No matter how bad things are doing. One of the toughest and one of the most challenging things that I've learned in life is our health. Our mind. Our mind is very powerful for us to control how we feel and how we're going to feel moving forward. You see, medicine, we take a lot of medicines here and there, and then if you take 1 or 2 days and you don't take it, then you're feeling a little bit better. You're like, what's going on here? Well, maybe that's what's causing you to have so many problems in your body and all that stuff. The strongest medicine there is, is your mind. Your mind controls your body, controls your soul. It controls how you're going to be as a person, if you're going to be a good person. Your energy should be pretty much invested in taking care of yourself, your family, your friends. That's where everything should be invested in that time. It's important to understand that the process is the process and trust the process. You see, one of the things that we have a tendency of doing is that we seem to always want to give up right away because of the fact that things get tough. Well, things are always going to be tough. Jesus didn't have it easy, but He went through it. We're the same. We have to go through certain things, obstacles and things that we need to go through to be able to go to the next side. It's like going through a storm, and then when the storm is over, there's the sunrise and there's the rainbows after it. Life is the same exact way. But you have to continue to trust the process. Things are not always going to stay bad. Things are not always going to be the way they look. Okay? There's going to be a time that you're going to understand that things are going to get better. But you have to mentally believe that. You have to mentally imagine that things, if you imagine in your future, this is what's going to happen, and this is the picture that I have, then it will happen. But you have to believe in it, and you have to be completely focused and trust the process that these things will happen. You see, it's important not only to have the faith, but it starts with you, right? It starts with you to trust yourself, your heart, and Jesus. So, folks, I wanted to take this show, start with the trusting the process, because we're not trusting it. This is one of the things we keep falling off. We keep doubting ourselves. We keep doubting that things are going to get, they're not going to get as good as they're going to be. You see, don't trust the process based on materialistic stuff. Trust the process on the stuff that's around you. Trust the process of the fact that if you have your health, if you woke up this morning, you're able to walk and enjoy this day and see your loved ones and talk to everybody, that is the biggest reward you can get in your life. Is to wake up every morning and to be healthy and to be able to talk to your loved ones and laugh with your loved ones and tell them I love you and I love you too. And God bless you and God bless everybody. And to be able to get on your knees and thank God and thank other people that need that help. Don't worry about what you don't have or what you should have. That's just a waste of energy. See, Jesus didn't sign up for that. He's not here to be your material provider or anything like that. He's here to be here for you, to give you the support that you need emotionally, spiritually, and that's what He does. I mean it when I say to everybody that you really have to stop wasting your time on negative energy, because all it does is just brings you down and down and down and down. with negative people, how they think, how the media talks about the world, how our president talks nonsense about the world. Don't worry about all that. Focus on you. It starts with you. It starts on you. It starts with the strength in you that determines how you're going to be moving forward. You have to be strong mentally, physically. I had a friend that had an incident this week, and it was really bad. And I prayed for her. I prayed for her to get better. I don't mention names because it's personal, but she got very ill and she ended up in the hospital. I prayed for her. At the end of the day, when everything of the results came out, she was just fine. Those are things that happen in this type of life. It's like an anxiety, right? Depression. It happens to her. It's happened to me. And it's a battle that we continue fighting on a day-to-day basis. But at the end of the day, nothing is wrong. Everything is fine. But the problem is the mind. You have to take control of the mind. It's up to you to do that. Whatever it takes. If you need to relax in the afternoon, take some tea. Sit by the pool. Relax. Clear your mind. I talk about this on a day-to-day basis. But for those of you that continue to beat on something that you shouldn't be beating on, the time stops. You need to stop it now. It's easy to say it, and it's not easy to do it. I understand that because I try it all the time, and it's challenging. But if you could start with one day, and it all works out good, and it's a very calm day, and everything went well, and then the next day you're like, wow, another good day, then you could start the consistency of being better, right? Trust in the process, right? Trust in the process that you set up a goal, you imagine it, you wish it, you pray on it, and then what ends up happening is that it could happen based on you believing in it. So, folks, I wanted to take the time to talk about that and tell you that continue your fight, continue the struggle. And you're probably saying, what do you mean continue to struggle? I don't want to struggle. Continue to struggle and believe in that struggle. There's a meaning behind it. There's an afterlight after that struggle. There's a positive thing will come after that struggle. But you have to embrace the struggle, embrace it, and believe that after that, there is an aftermath after that. And that is that life will get better. All right? Keep it simple. Don't wish for big stars. Don't wish for big things. Keep it simple. You keep it simple. You keep the faith in Jesus and God, and everything else will work itself. Trusting the process. All right, folks. So I'm going to jump right into sports, right? Now, the Miami Heat lost the other night to the New York Knicks. And the Dolphins are playing right now in Madrid. They were tied the last time I checked. If I look at the scoreboard right now, I am gonna check it and see where we at right now according to the update. So today we're seeing they're tied up 13-13, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It looks like it's gonna be a good game. So it's third and goal, Miami. So maybe Miami's about to score a touchdown with 2 minutes left. So hopefully the Finns will pull another win, 2 back-to-back wins, and they'll be awesome. And like I said, right now they're in Madrid, so they started pretty early this morning playing. And that's where we're at with that. The Cranes continue doing what they're doing. And also, I was going to jump to the Miami Heat. They will be playing on Monday, the New York Knicks. They lost to the New York Knicks on Friday. They lost by 8 points. But the bottom line is they are looking better. And once they get things going, I think everything will fall into place, right? So politics. Let's get into politics. Shutdown is already over. No more shutdown. Government's open. It should have never been shut down to begin with. They didn't resolve anything. They're still going to keep it pending for later. So it was just a bunch of wasted time and people stressing people out. People in the airports and governments and all that stressing people out for nothing because at the end of the day, we're still back to square one. Nothing got resolved. They're just going to put it for pending back in January. And who knows if they're going to shut it down again. So this is just a bunch of nonsense. It just doesn't make any sense what's going on in politics. And it's just crazy. You know, everything that's going on, it just continues to be absolutely ridiculous. That's just my personal opinion. And like I said, our faith, stay with it. Believe in the stuff that you're doing. We talk about that. All right. We talk about the faith. We talk about, the belief of not surrendering, not giving up, right? Staying the course, right? Trusting the whole entire, process, So I'm going to go ahead and close today's day with R2E words of the day. And the words of the day for R2E is, what God has for me is for me. Remember that. Whatever he has planned for you, whatever he has for you is for you. And nobody can take that away from you. Okay? But you have to be able to trust the process, okay? And let the process take its place. I also want to get a shout out to Leak Busters Roofing, sponsored for Rise to Everything. If you got any issues with your roof, they give free inspections. It's just free, no obligations. You can call 561-324-1496. Call Leak Busters Roofing. They are located here in Fort Pierce, and they do the whole state of Florida. So any issues, they will bust the leak, and that's what they do. Okay? And for those to keep me going here, Rise to Everything, please subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I really greatly appreciate it. That's if you can subscribe and those platforms to keep me rolling here. And like I said, as always, thank you for everything, and thank you for listening. And as always, rise to everything you do. No music today at the end. I just wanted to you guys hear my words. Folks, rise to everything you do. Believe in it. It's a day-to-day basis, and life will be fine. God bless you, and thank you for listening.